How did Ronald Reagan, a man who once graced the silver screen, become one of the most influential figures in American politics and history? It's a fascinating journey that begins in the heartland of America and ends in the White House. Born Ronald Wilson Reagan on February 6, 1911, the future president started his career in a rather unconventional way for a politician. After graduating from Eureka College in 1932, Reagan began working as a sports broadcaster in Iowa. His charming personality and good looks caught the attention of Hollywood, and by 1937, Reagan had moved to California, becoming a well-known film actor. Reagan's leadership qualities were evident early on. Between 1947 and 1952, and again from 1959 to 1960, he served as the president of the Screen Actors Guild. During the 1950s, he also worked in television and became a spokesperson for General Electric. However, Reagan's political star truly began to rise in 1964 with his "A Time for Choosing" speech. This marked him as a new conservative figure and set the stage for his election as governor of California in 1966. As governor, he made significant changes, raising taxes, turning a budget deficit into a surplus, and taking a tough stance on university protests. Reagan's political ambitions didn't stop at the state level. After a failed bid for the Republican presidential nomination in 1976, he won the nomination and then a landslide victory over incumbent Democratic President Jimmy Carter in the 1980 presidential election. As the 40th President of the United States, Reagan implemented policies known as Reaganomics, which involved economic deregulation and cuts in taxes and government spending. He escalated an arms race and shifted Cold War policy away from détente with the Soviet Union. His first term also saw the invasion of Grenada and a hardline stance against public sector labor unions. Reagan's second term was dominated by foreign affairs, including the bombing of Libya, the Iran-Iraq War, and the secret sale of arms to Iran to fund the Contras. However, he also took a more conciliatory approach in talks with Soviet leader Mikhail Gorbachev, leading to the Intermediate-Range Nuclear Forces Treaty. Reagan left the presidency in 1989, leaving behind a complex legacy. On one hand, the American economy had seen a significant reduction in inflation and unemployment, and the country was experiencing its longest peacetime expansion. Yet, the national debt had nearly tripled due to tax cuts and increased military spending. Furthermore, Reagan's policies contributed to the end of the Cold War and the fall of Soviet communism. However, his presidency was also marked by a slow response to the AIDS epidemic and the controversial Iran-Contra affair. After leaving office, Reagan's health rapidly deteriorated due to Alzheimer's disease, leading to his death in 2004. Regardless of the controversial aspects of his presidency, Reagan's influence on American politics and history is undeniable. His conservative policies have shaped the Republican Party and American conservatism for decades. In conclusion, Ronald Reagan was not just an actor turned politician. He was a transformative figure whose influence continues to resonate in American politics. His journey from the silver screen to the White House is a testament to his charisma, leadership, and enduring impact on the United States.